Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So many times in our lives, we get caught up in thoughts, in things that are going on in our life. We have opportunities where we react, right? And we act in those moments without much thought at all. I know I do it. Last night I had an opportunity interacting with my dad where something didn't go well. I don't know what was going on in my spirit, but I reacted harsher than I should. So what is that? Well, it's sin. I know we often don't want to talk about it that way because, well, I don't have a whole lot of control over it. When we call something sin, it's not because we're beating ourselves up and condemning ourselves to hell. What we're saying is we have this nature about ourselves and we have the opportunity to grow in it. And oftentimes we need to call it sin so that we can address it properly, so that we can draw the Spirit of God back in. In Proverbs 19, verse 2 and 3, it says, even zeal is not good. And many translations will call that soul or spirit, because it's the word nephesh in Hebrew. And it can mean great desire, welling up from your pit. It's something you want so bad. It's deep within. Even zeal is not good without knowledge. And the one who acts hastily sins. A man's own foolishness leads him astray, yet his heart rages against Yahweh, or against the Lord. How often do we do that? We find ourselves in those moments where we're raging against God. And if we actually take a minute, we realize it's because we acted hastily in a moment, instead of taking a second and saying, what would you have me do in this situation, God? Now, I'm not talking about when you're riding the motorcycle down the road and the guy cuts you off and you have to lock up the brakes and change lanes to avoid a collision. I'm not talking about that moment that the turkey flies out in front of you and you duck and you let it fly over the top of you. Truth story, happened to me one time. I'm not talking about the turtle in the road that you have to lean hard and do evasive maneuvers. Those are reactions to environmental situations that you don't have time to think about. But what about that opportunity you have when you have that person right in front of you and they are angry? And in that moment of anger, they say something that's hurtful to you. Do you have to respond instantly? And the answer is no. Yet we often do, don't we? We respond based on our emotional response to it, and it's a reaction instead of an action. Even great desire is not good without knowledge, Solomon says. You can have great desire, but if you don't have knowledge on how to interact with it, it doesn't do you any good. And then he goes on and says, a person who acts hastily sins. Last night, I acted hastily. I responded with a harsher tone than I should have. As I was doing my devotion time with the Lord today and doing my daily inventory, yes, I still do that every day. It's step 10, right? I have to work out my steps all the time. Step work is critical. And step 10 is so very important. Review your day and see what you've done right and what you've done wrong. Praise God for the things that went right and ask for forgiveness for the things that went wrong. And when appropriate, go make amends to the people that you harmed as well. Right? I reviewed it today and I was able to ask God to forgive me. The best amends you can ever do, by the way, is just to act appropriately the next time and the time after that. So when they are harsh with you, you stop yourself and say, Lord, what is the pain that they're acting from? Instead of reacting, you ask God to give you a heart for the situation. Because if we don't, our own foolishness leads us astray, and we will rage against God because we did something stupid. Let's not be there today. We have an opportunity to grow. Let's do that. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget, if you like what I share, please share this video and go over and like the Pastor Stitch YouTube channel. Go over and look at the Pastor Stitch website, pastorstitch.com. Anything you do in support is greatly appreciated. I love y'all. I truly do. I don't just say it. And I hope you have a great day. God bless.